Gamers, with this new update, Bungie just buffed all roaming supers. I'm sure you've seen the clips of the Celestial Nighthawk getting, the hunters getting their super in 10 seconds, and other people are using like bad juju and charging their super. But I think it's time for us to take off that almighty busted Prismatic Titan build. You know which one I'm talking about. Heart of Inmost Light Syntho, where you're doing nightfalls in like, what, 5 minutes? Yeah, it's kind of getting boring. So maybe it's time for something different. So I was waiting for them to buff the roaming supers so I could test out some stuff with new weapons and new artifact mods and new builds, new activities, because we got the new Contest of Elders. All the GMs are available, so kind of see what's going to be viable. With them buffing Fist of Havoc, Burning Maul, Hammer of Souls, Sentinel Shield, Glacial Quake, and Blade Fury, I kind of started doing some digging, and we came up with Peacekeeper Titan thanks to Grenader Jake. When Jake was here, he stopped in town because he was doing a poker tournament. He told me, he's like, Clyde, you ever done a Peacekeeper Titan? I'm like, no. In PvE? Get out of here. Why is it so good? Well, Peacekeepers, while wielding a submachine gun, handling airborne effectiveness, movement is all improved, and damage against combatants will increase the longer you remain on the target. Submachine guns are reloaded when stowed. That's pretty dope. Well, we're going to use Huckleberry with it, and I know everyone's probably like, Clyde, try Mana Core. I don't like the Mana Core setup. I don't like that it dominates on Void. I don't like that I have to float in the air. Sure, I might look like Buzz Lightyear, but I don't want to be him. I just don't like the floaty stuff, especially in GMs and other stuff. Like just floating in the air, you take more damage and you could just get knocked out of the air. So the reason we're going to be using Huckleberry with it is because it has OG Rampage and it has the Catalyst, which you want to have. You're going to get Kinetic Tremors, which makes this just easy to get tick damage on champions and also build your super and just cause explosions. But the Ride the Bull, increase the fire rate and recoil when you're holding down the trigger. Final blows with this weapon, reload it. So if your gun is not reloading itself with getting kills, which it will, you can just stow it for a few seconds, pull out that shotgun melee 1-2 punch, pull the SMG back out, and you'll be good to go. So not just Huckleberry will get reloaded by Peacekeepers, but with just having this gun always reload itself when shooting and killing and non-stop rampage at a high output with your surges, I mean, this thing's just unstoppable. And what's nice is when you're utilizing something like this, I wanted to stun all three champions. How am I stunning all three champions? Well, we have Overload SMG, we have Anti-Barrier Submachine Gun, and then I got Chill Clip on this chill inhibitor. I actually use it strictly just for unstops, but I can just come in here and take off grapple, but I like grapple for this build, and put on Shackle Grenade. So why are we using Strand Titan? Well, Banner of War is just absolutely busted, and you're going to be getting consistent kills with your kinetic weapon or enemies that are surrounding you. So you're always going to have it up, and you're going to have your melees up, and you're going to be utilizing that with the shotgun 1-2 punch. You're just going to be a demon. We know how strong it is. We're going to be using it into the fray because while you have Woven Mail, your melee regeneration rate is increased. Also, destroying a Tangle or casting your super grants you Woven Mail, which you're going to have up all the time because you're running Breath of Fury. Damaging targets with a Tangle grants melee energy, but also when you destroy the Tangle, you're going to get Woven Mail. Generation, you get that grenade energy. Warding, picking up orbs, get unlimited Woven Mail, easy dub. And also, I like Transmutation because when you have Woven Mail, weapon final blows create a tangle. So while you're using your Huckleberry or whatever weapon you want to use, you can create tangles, create more Woven Mail, easy clap. Also, you're going to get that melee energy. The reason why I chose the Kelos is because it has Grave Robber 1-2 punch. So every time I melee something using and utilizing the 1-2 punch, it's going to reload the weapon. Go grab the God Roll Chill Inhibitor from Banshee for your damage rotations, but I also use this Chill Clip roll to stun the unstops and also debuff before I pop a super. So I'll shoot a boss or something with the grenade launcher, and then I'll pop the super. Here's a screenshot of the artifact mods that I'm running. I'm not really taking advantage of anything besides the new melee cost significant less mod so that I can put more melee mods on. Also, curative orbs. When I break a target's shield, I'll be able to get an orb of power. So pretty much if anything pushes me with a shield, I'll be able to get Woven Mail. And then the basics like concussive reload, rapid impacts, Anti-Barrier Shotgun, Overload Submachine Gun, you get the rest. Moving on to the mods on the armor, you're going to be using hands-on to get that super even quicker, even though that you're going to have no problem getting your super with this build just because all you have to do is do damage with your weapon and the 3x will do itself. You're always going to have armor charges, so Font of Wisdom is going to give you an additional 3 intellect, and then Kinetic Siphon so that you just make non-stop orbs with your Huckleberry. Impact Induction to when you cause powered melee attacks against enemies, it's going to reduce your grenade cooldown, and then double heavy-handed to give you a better orb return when you do make an orb with your melee. Resists are up to you. Coming down to the boots, you can take recuperation off if you don't really care about gaining more health because you're on Banner of War. You can use something for your like melees or your grenades if you like, but Recuperation is just like a standard for endgame. I am running double kinetic surge simply so that the Huckleberry is getting another 17% boost. You could take one of these off and use one for Huckleberry and one for your heavy, just choosing whatever you like. I think it's just dope that I can run around with an SMG and just burn everything down. Bomber powerful attraction and time dilation is simply just so you have a Planta wisdom in your surges more, and then powerful attraction to pick up orbs. I don't really use my class ability much, so if you wanted to take this off and put on double bomber, you could, but it's just nice to have in case if you do need to scoop up some orbs. But I don't think I popped my tall wall once or my barricade. Again, what's nice about this build is you don't need to run these exact mods. You don't need to run this exact subclass. You don't need to run Peacekeepers with Huckleberry. You can run a different SMG. You could stay on Prismatic Titan. It's just that I think it's time to evolve, and sometimes using fun builds can make you enjoy the game more. And I know that people have probably dropped content on a build similar to this before, but I just kind of wanted to remind people that with the new changes with the super regen, it's kind of nuts now. Like, you always have your super up. You're able to just dominate. I ran that GM, I ran Birthplace, and I just felt like everything was just dying so quick. And when I stunned a champion, I wanted to shoot him longer because I wanted to get my super back. And then we just went into rooms where there was plenty of enemies and I had Banner of War and I just popped my super. Anything pushed me, I just shotgun meleeed it with the 1-2 punch, debuffed with the heavy grenade launcher. Like, just a good rotation. You got a long, medium, and short gain. You're just a demon. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. We got more builds coming. We're going to be moving on to the other characters. I'm going to try and do, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 builds per character. Thanks you guys for tuning into today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.